Wait, what are you saying first?
I always do my intro.
Okay, so. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Catherine.
Oh wait.
Hi everyone, my name is Catherine and welcome back to my channel. This is Jessica.
No!
You can introduce yourself, go ahead.
Wait, this is so awkward.
Hi everyone, my name is Catherine and welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited to have one of my best friends with me today. This is Mana.
Hi.
She's joining us for this segment of the cooking show. If you saw one of my last videos, I also did kind of like a cooking thing with our other best friend. And we thought that we would do a video today. We're gonna be making our own pizzas from scratch almost. We have dough, but also I have a bunch of questions just in terms of like relationships, friendships, anything, situationships that I've collected from my Instagram stories. So we're going to go through those and expose all our secrets and hopefully give you some good advice.
Yeah.
We have our grocery bag here that we just brought. And here's the pizza dough that we're starting with. We also have some sauce, spinach, our toppings. And both Manan and I like pineapple.
Pizza sauce.
More pizza sauce, mozzarella, red onion, tomatoes, and pepperoni. So those are our ingredients. Okay, so maybe we're lagging as we're doing this, but I'll kind of start with the first question as we're figuring this out. So the first kind of like round of questions are more relationship questions. We're both in very, I would say, successful, happy relationships. Manan is married. She has made it in life. I'm not yet married, but have a very happy partner. So yeah, so I think we're qualified to give you advice. But the first question is, what are the biggest red flags in a relationship? You want to go first?
Yeah.
I think the biggest red flag is like being indirect. Like if you like someone, then you should. No, it's not just like if you like someone, but in anything in life. Like if you want something, you should like have the courage. Yeah, like take the initiative. Because like in relationship, if you don't take the initiative, like at some point, it's just gonna be like one way.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I feel like if a guy isn't putting in as much effort,
Yeah.
then that's a red flag. And you are, like if one of you is putting in more effort than the other person. I think one of my big red flags is like if they lie about like small things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like even if it's nothing that's like really important.
Yeah.
Just like lying about little things, because it's like, okay, what if they lie about other things?
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like it's really cliche when people say, oh, like you should feel like you can be yourself when you're with your partner. But it like, really like it's so important. Because you're gonna have to see them every single day, right?
Yeah, literally.
So if you feel like, oh, you have to hide certain things from your partner by sharing things that you don't normally share with other people, that is what create that strong bond.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like trust is like a big factor too.
Yeah. Like my partner, he was with like a lot of people before he met me. And I think when he like shared with me about like his past, at first I was uncomfortable and jealous, but obviously it's in his past. But then like now when I look back, I appreciate that he was like open and sharing with me everything, because I know that, oh, even like those kind of like information that would make me feel uncomfortable, he shared with me. So I don't think there's anything he would hide from me.
No, that makes sense. I feel like also like their dating history could be a
Yeah,
red
their
flag.
dating, yeah.
Like how quickly do you move on from people to like another person, you know?
Yeah.
It's like if you've dated a lot in the past year, like you've had 2 or 3, you know, relationships, it's like, okay, are you actually like serious about dating?
Oh, I know. Red flag is falling in love too quickly.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like good to take your time to get to know somebody.
Yeah.
Because if it's like you rush into things, maybe you didn't find out like key things that you should know about the person, and then that would have changed your opinion. You're like, oh, maybe I actually don't want to be with them.
Yeah. I think right now there is like a culture of like, oh, like let's date and see where it goes. And I don't know, like I disagree with that.
So bad.
Yeah, I disagree with that. Like I think you should always come in with a strategy, and the first thing you always ask someone is, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
If you're looking for a long-term relationship and they're like, oh, like I just want to date and see what happens. No, cut that person off.
Yeah, but I feel like that goes back to what you said. It's like, okay, be upfront, you know, like take the initiative. If you want something serious, like make it serious. It's also like, okay, obviously my partner would know all my friends. Like I would want them to also like care about my friends. Like not just me, but care about my friends and family too. And like I feel like some guys are just not family guys. Like they're not the type of guys that you would want to bring around your family.
See, that's another red flag, is that you don't think you can bring him to your family. So I was dating this guy, falling in love in a really quick amount of time. In like 2-3 weeks, my mom, like she saw him like before and after he took me on the date, and she was like, there's something wrong with this guy. But I was so in love, right? So
I feel like parents, like somehow they always know.
Yes, yeah. So like
listen to your friend, listen to what your friends and family tell you.
Yes, listen. Yes.
If your friends think like, oh, this guy's an asshole, like listen to them.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, I just wasted 2 months. So I think maybe sometimes it's good to just like see it for yourself.
I just feel like when you're obsessing over a guy, like your judgment gets clouded.
Yeah. So
it's kind of like, okay, listen to other people.
Yeah.
If it's like a lot of people saying like, oh, this guy isn't good for you, I feel like there's like, that's valid.
Yeah.
Alright, that was a good question. I feel like we answered it. Wait,
why does you all look so pretty?
I don't even know how I got it like that. So next question, kind of related, is what are some good qualities that you should look for in a guy? Or that I guess you've looked for in guys in the past.
I want you to take, like, if like I want to have kids with you and like see you take care of my kids, you know, like I think the quality is that like, can this person like
take care of someone else?
Yeah, like can you imagine this person like building a family with you? Yeah.
I like when the guy's like friends with my friends, because I feel like it makes it easier to hang out. Also, I feel like they have to be adventurous. Like I'm not someone who likes to sit home all day and do nothing. Like obviously I like to read and be cozy at times, but like I also like to travel and go places and like
so like having hobbies that you can see yourself hanging out with.
I feel like having common hobbies and also being like open to trying new things, because I feel like some guys are just like, oh, they want to stay home and play video games and do nothing.
Speaking of someone.
No, I don't mean you, but like he has a job, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's also the other thing, is like someone who's actually ambitious, like they have their own goals in life, and maybe they're working, like it doesn't even have to be a big career.
Like you don't have to be a millionaire.
Right, but they find something that they really love and they take the time to work on it, because it's like, you don't want to be with that person like all the time. Like you want them to have their own stuff going on. And I feel like I need my own time, you know, to work on stuff too.
And it's nice to like watch your partner grow like outside of
I feel like it's exciting.
You.
Yes, to like see them accomplish their own things.
The one quality is that person has to be open, like coachable. You have to be open to like feedback and like, because a relationship is a compromise. You will never meet someone who's compatible right away.
Okay, I feel like something that's huge is like they can't be super like egotistical. Like they can't have a big ego to where they're just like, oh, I want these things a certain way, and I'm like not open to changing. I feel like also like values is like a big thing.
Yes,
like, having compatible values and stuff. Because even when it comes to like family,
I think sparks is not as important as values. I don't care how much romance you have with that person, how steamy everything is between you two. But if the value system don't match, then no. But if your value system match, and like maybe you're not like the most romantic with each other at the beginning, like I feel like that's something that you can like build up.
No, I agree. I feel like sparks is like, okay, that's gonna fade. Which like, I feel like it's unrealistic. I like sparks, but like, like in the long term for a long-lasting relationship. And I also feel like sparks are like something that is temporary. You know, like it's not something that's there all the time. I just like don't know how it came out like this circular. I'm really impressed by myself right now.
I hope I don't get food poison.
This is the progress so far. Mine is a circle. She's making a heart. This is a spicy question.
Oh, okay.
All right. Do you still think about any of your exes?
Fuck no.
Really?
Or maybe my exes is just like so ugly, bro. I hope
valid,
none of them
that's
watch
valid.
this video.
I hope they do, so they know that they're ugly. I've only dated like 3 people in my entire life,
Yeah.
so I don't feel like I've had a ton. But I feel like there's one that I still think about, like the first one. But I feel like everyone thinks about their first ex. I don't know if that's
What do you mean by think about?
No, because like, okay, my first ex was like a high school boyfriend, right? It was like the only guy I ever dated.
Yeah.
And it's always like, okay, like if I were still with him, like what would our life look like? You know? It's like thinking about that. Because I feel like if he wasn't a bad boyfriend, like our relationship just ended because we like moved and went separate ways and like went to different schools.
Dude, our lives, why are our lives the same?
Why?
The first guy that I dated, like it got like we broke off because I had to move. We weren't official, so I met him.
You weren't official?
But we were dating for 6 months.
Bruh, that's crazy.
And every single month I would ask him, oh, what are we? I was like, what are we? And he's like, oh, let's date and we'll see what happens.
Oh my god,
goddamn
that's
months.
a red flag.
I know,
That's a red flag, bro.
It was COVID, and then met him, and then yeah, basically like went on date and stuff, and like for like hung out for like 6 months, like maybe met up once a week, just on the weekend.
Yeah.
And for 6 months, and then at the end of the 6 months, my mom had to, like my family had to move. After our last date, right, he messaged me this like long essay. It has been so nice hanging out with you. I wish you the best with everything. And I'm like,
What?
oh,
That's what he
okay.
said?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, like what does that mean? But I was really
I
stupid.
feel like I'd text literally fuck you.
Yeah, so like I was like, no, but like the last date, like he didn't act like we were gonna like break up or anything. Although
Yeah,
we were
there was
never,
no, like, indication.
although we were never like official.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, wait, so is this a breakup? And I was really, I think I was like 21, 20, and I was so depressed. And then I told you about how I listened to the Sam Smith album, and I just started crying, and I got over it. And then I downloaded the app again and met someone else.
Well, I'll tell like my high school story, I guess.
Yeah.
Which hopefully he doesn't watch this. But yeah, so I met my high school boyfriend sophomore year, I think. I think it was like towards the end of, no, I think it was like junior year. And we dated for 2 years. But I feel like the relationships that you start off as like best friends or like close friends are always harder to get over, I feel like. Because like we were friends first. And I honestly, like to this day looking back, I'm like, man, like I honestly wish that we would have never dated for us to stay friends. Like I would have preferred to keep the friendship, you know?
How long was the friendship before dating?
It was a year. We were friends for a year. And we got like really close.
Yeah.
And then he asked me to prom, and then like basically we got together.
So that
after
started,
that, in the summer. And so then I was with him for like the next year, like our whole senior year. And he broke up with me. So we had like our graduation day. The day after, he had a grad party. And so I went to his grad party, and he broke up with me at his grad party. Even before we met each other, we both wanted to go to the same school. And what happened was like he got into the school, I didn't. And so I guess I had a feeling back then, but I was like, oh no, I feel like we can make it work. Because we've been friends for so long, like it's gonna be fine. Well, come graduation day, and then the day after graduation, and we're like at his party. I'm literally at his party to like celebrate him. He made it seem like he was doing me a favor. He's like, I don't want you to like get tied to one thing. Like I want you to have new experiences and meet new people.
Or more like he projected
Yeah.
what he wants onto you.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, no, I don't really want to meet new people. Like I think we're pretty happy. But
And I
I
feel
mean,
like knowing you, I don't think you want to meet new people either.
I don't like people, so it's fine. But yeah, that was like his whole argument, which honestly that pissed me off even more. I would have preferred he just say like, I'm selfish, I'm gonna go to school.
Dude, coming back to the point of being straightforward.
Yes, like just fucking tell me. Honestly, I would have preferred that he texted me that, like texted me a breakup. I'm like, I don't want you to see my emotions or like see my face, you know? Didn't date anyone for like 6 months. And it took me, because then I started college and then I kind of moved on. If you didn't know, Manon and my life are like intrinsically linked to each other. And literally everything that has happened to me has happened to her. So we just like relate on a whole different level. Also, we were gonna be like maybe an hour and a half away, which I feel like is so stupid.
I was like, bro,
I was
we
like,
can totally meet up. Like,
I could drive, you could drive, like somebody.
Speaking of that, if he wants it, like he
If he
would,
wanted to, he would.
It's crazy. Wait, you said you think so Raj is your third person.
Yeah.
Bro, me too. Wait, can we?
This is the last relationship question. But it's not really like about relationships, I feel like. Okay. Question is, how to stop seeking male validation?
You know what? That's the problem with. From my experience, kids from 2001 beyond, like younger people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like now I'm just like, bro, like I don't give a damn about what you think.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I was younger, I definitely
general?
did. Yeah.
Like in general now, I feel like I don't really seek it from anyone because I feel like it just comes from like building your confidence, I guess.
Yeah.
It's about your mental health too, like how strong you are mentally as a person.
Yeah.
You know?
Go to therapy.
It's like, yeah, literally go to therapy.
Yeah.
Like we've both been to therapy.
Yeah.
And our lives are better. I feel like you have to be like content with yourself and like do things that internally like make you feel good and like help you build a good relationship with yourself. Because like I think it's important to have like your own hobbies, like things that you like to do, and like not base your decisions on friends.
Yeah.
And
or your partner.
guys.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even now with a partner, like obviously you don't want to hang out with them all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like you should have your own things that you're doing. I know someone that literally like was in a very toxic, like not even a relationship, it was just like a situationship.
Yeah.
With the guy, to where like they were friends, but then at times they would like hook up.
Oh.
And then but the guy was like very flighty, like he was not the type that was gonna stay committed to a relationship. And so she would literally like be crying because of that. Like he would like be in and out of her life.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I feel like you let that happen, you know? It's kind of like you have the decision over which people to allow in your life.
Yeah.
You know, like you have control over that. So I feel like it's important to keep that. Like obviously, like don't let people in who are gonna mess with your peace. I feel like that's a very, like I could talk about that forever.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a separate video, honestly.
yeah. I think the next portion of questions are about friends and friendships. So how do you keep long distance friendships alive, and like how do you have like long and healthy friendships in general?
Have a group chat.
Like we're long distance friends, and then our other friend is also kind of long distance too. And it's really hard for us to hang out because obviously we live in different places. But I feel like also the same thing applies for like romantic relationships. Is like make the effort to make time for each other.
Yeah.
You know,
FaceTime.
because like you're always gonna be busy. It's kind of nice to have long distance too, because you don't want to be together like all the time.
Yeah.
And you have like your own separate lives. Because like if you talked like every day, I feel like at some point you would run out of things to talk about. Yeah. And then I feel like find common hobbies too.
Yeah,
like,
find new common. Yes,
yeah.
I agree.
I think that's what makes it fun for us. It's like, oh, there's always something new that we want to do.
Yeah.
So
I feel like the
different
Taylor
types of
Swift
stuff.
thing is like a new thing.
Yeah.
Because we used to just like gossip about people that we used to work with, and now we gossip about Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I think the other thing is like, you should have different roles for the people in the friendship.
Oh
because
my god!
I think this is so important, because you can't have like 3 girls who are just like daydreamers and none of them know how to like execute plans. In our friendship, like I think you and Yulia are more of like the planners and stuff, and we kind of all brainstorm like things that we want to do, and we're like, okay, where are we gonna fit this, where are we gonna do this? And then I'm kind of like the person who literally goes online and like books stuff.
Like you like,
and I'm like, if we need to book a car, like we'll book a car, or where are we gonna stay, and things like that. Which I feel like it's good to have that balance in a girl friendship, for sure.
Also like different personalities.
Yeah. No, I think your personalities have to be compatible.
In the group dynamic, it's like I'm the one that like would say anything that without filter myself, and you are like I feel like you know both me and Yulia really well.
Yeah.
And so like you would like basically like play both sides, and I think you have, I think you're a really good listener. Like I feel like every time I say something, like you have like,
I feel like I'm always like the rationalizer.
Yes,
of things.
yeah.
Like Yulia's like the nice one,
and you're
like the
criticize
very
me.
blunt one.
Yeah, and
I'm just like the very like real, honest. Like,
Yeah.
I will criticize anybody.
Yeah.
You know, everyone. For
Yeah.
whatever, I guess.
So I'm like honest but emotional, and you're like more like logical.
I'm emotional, I think, but I'm in tune with my emotions. Like I'm more aware of them, so I can like reason internally.
Yeah, and I'm just like burst.
And that's why I think I reason your emotions for you. I'm like, okay, this is what you're going through, you know, like I lay it out. And then Yulia is like the encourager. She's just like, it's okay, you know, everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna work out. Which I feel like we need a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So next question. So very similar to the relationships, but what are the red flags in a friend? I feel like definitely someone who like gets jealous of your success.
Dude.
Like if you accomplish something like really big and you're like really happy about it, and then you're like, oh my god, like this happened, blah blah blah, or you're just like generally happy about something, and they're just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Or they don't say anything.
Yeah. Or like they say something that's like, oh, like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
It's like, bro, what do you mean?
I feel like for me, that's a pretty big thing, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like someone who doesn't hype you up, and it's just like, why am I friends with you? You know?
Yeah.
Like mean girls who like, if they do something, like, you know, they expect everyone to get excited, but then if it's you, it's like, oh, who cares? Or like, they try to diminish, you know? If they want all your attention.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not like allowed to hang out or have other friends, or like, I don't know. I'm not someone who believes in like having a best friend, like one person that's just like, oh, like you're, you know, like everything.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like that hasn't worked out for me in the past. Like I've always gotten like fucked over or like hurt or something.
Yeah. Also, I think it's a lot of pressure to be like that person's one single best friend. It's a lot.
Yeah,
of
it's like
pressure.
you can't make any mistakes. So the next one is, have you ever experienced a breakup with a friend, and how have you gotten over it?
Dude.
I think if there was anyone I ever considered like a best friend, this would be the person. It was someone from high school. But okay, so I had like a breakup of a friendship with this person, but it was kind of my fault. So I feel like I initiated it because I did something to like hurt her, which honestly was like a big mistake on my part. And,
But
like,
you
she kinda
initiated it.
Yeah. So I think for me it didn't hurt me as much because obviously like I was the person who did it. Like if someone did it to me, I feel like I'd be like so upset, you know, like I'd be depressed.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously like I don't know how she felt about it, but I think for me it was just like it was hurtful in another way because she kind of like just cut me off and didn't talk to me ever again, which was like valid because I fucked up. But I think just like the fact that I felt like so ashamed about it because I knew like, oh, I made a mistake, and I'm never gonna be able to fix that. So it's kind of like, oh, I'm never gonna be content with how that ended, you know. So I think that was it. I feel like even now I still haven't moved on from it. But also I think after that I was like, okay, like I can't like just mope around on this forever, so I just need to do better in my next friendships. Yeah. Which was like funny because that was like you guys when I met you guys. So I feel like I've redeemed myself in that I feel more, you know, content with you guys as friends. Yeah. And like the kind of friend I am, I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm a better friend, so it's fine.
I didn't break up with that friend, but she broke up with me. And it's not like someone who's my age, she's like older. She's like, now I think back, like she was always my biggest fan. Like whichever campaign I ran, whichever speech I gave, whatever things I was doing, she was always the one that was like screaming my name. My birthday, like I didn't ask for anything, right? She bought me a cake and made the whole basically like the whole team in the ASG like sing, like she literally organized my whole birthday.
Oh.
And like she was like so sweet to me, but I was really stupid. I was like 18, 19 and she's like 30 something.
Yeah.
So she was like really thoughtful. And but I was always so busy. I was so busy because like, you know, like like we were doing like multiple things. So I never had time to like hang out with her one-on-one or like plan anything for her or buy her food or like just do any small thing to care for her. And so like I think a year passed, and then like there was, because she also worked with me, like there was some stuff that like I was like too busy to like also like hype her up and stuff like that. She slowly kind of like walked away from me. But like it's like I understand, like I would too, you know?
Yeah.
But like so like the moment when I realized that, oh wow, like I haven't heard from her for a while.
No, but like did something bad to you? Like you were like the victim.
In elementary school. Is it middle school? I think middle school. So it's not
You still remember this?
bro. These two girls, like, they for some reason claimed that I was their best friend, so I was like incorporated into this like trio. And the entire time, like, I felt so stupid, but I didn't know. I was like, oh, like they're my best friends. On my freaking birthday, my mom rented this like beautiful venue, and she had this like whole buffet set up, right? Like, she just wanted me to have the best day. I invited all of my friends, and both of them went. And you know what they did? They went and like just like gather all of the friends that showed up, plus my two younger brothers. And then they all got food and just sat in a corner on the opposite table on the opposite of the table that I was sitting at. And just like start talking as if I wasn't there. What? That evening, they posted on Facebook, "Happy birthday, Minan," and they tagged me. The pictures are all of them selfie, and then the picture in the middle is like a picture of me like randomly like somewhere they took somewhere.
Honestly, if that happened to me, I would remember that.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a very
It's
defining
traumatizing, bro.
experience.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been bullied per se. Like my middle school friends would like, if I liked a guy, they would go and date him. Like they would do shit like that. I also think I've just been friends with like a lot of girls who have not put in the same effort that I did, and then I ended up getting hurt. Like I think high school friends who I feel I still think that I'm friends with them, but like they claim it, but they don't text me. Like I haven't talked to them. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but like when I started my freshman year of college, I was like trying to keep in contact with high school friends still, but I was like, you know, kind of moving on and stuff too. And I realized like maybe 3 months in that I was always the person that was texting my friends. They would never text me.
Yes.
And so I was like, huh, that's funny. I feel like I've always been this person throughout my whole life.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what would happen if I didn't text them.
Yeah.
And so I stopped texting them to see like who would text me first, you know, like who would check up on me.
Yeah.
I had probably like 7 or 8 friends when I started this. A year later, I had 1 friend left. I had only 1 friend who texted me. No one else ever texted me. And so literally all those other girls, I just blocked their numbers. I was like, you don't deserve to be in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I could have been dead and you would have checked in on me.
You wouldn't know. Yeah.
And I don't know, I just feel like it was like a big wake-up call of like, not that I was a people pleaser, but I was always like the initiator. Okay, next question. What are your tips for making the most out of your college experience?
Anything that you like, just like try it. And then slowly narrow down, because you never know what you're gonna like. You try new things because you don't know what's gonna end up happening.
Yeah. I just feel like trying not to like block yourself off of any opportunities.
When I started college, I was a pre-med. And I just joined the student government for fun. Not for fun, but I was like, okay, like I should be open. So I just wanted to make friends, but then it became like my whole college career. And then like when I transfer, I did the theater thing. Just like, I just want to make friends, you know, it's just like for fun.
Yeah.
But then I ended up changing my career again to that. So you never know what's gonna happen. And also like, if you like it, then you continue doing it. But if you don't like, you can quit anytime.
I feel like the high school mentality is like you have to be a certain way to be accepted. I think college is different because you can just like be yourself. And then like don't stress that much about school.
Yeah, honestly.
Like it's important. Obviously that's why you're there. But like the world's not gonna end, you know.
Like, but
you didn't get an A+ in your class. Pineapple, because it's the best.
Yes.
Last question. Last question for the video is, if you could go back and give any advice to your 14-year-old self, what would it be?
Focus on yourself, love yourself, and like do things because you like it, not because anyone's saying.
I think like don't take life too seriously. I feel like when you're young, it's like really easy to be like something will happen and you'll be like, oh, this is like the worst day ever. Like it's the end of my life. Like your life is gonna go on, and you're gonna have a lot of like different phases. Like you have time to explore. I feel like that's the biggest thing is like you have time. You should live a life that you're happy with and content. So yeah, and we just finished.
Yay!
These are our pizzas. Mine is a round one. I was trying to do a heart, but I couldn't. But Manon could do it. So hers has pepperoni and pineapple and spinach. And mine is just like a veggie pizza, so it doesn't have pepperoni. But so excited to bake these.
Okay, we're here. The pizzas are cooked. They look perfect. And Manon's little heart looks so cute. So we're gonna end the video and go eat the pizzas. But I hope you guys have enjoyed watching our advice video and that you actually took something decent away from it. Yeah, honestly, if there are any guys watching, just be better. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to follow my socials, I'll link them down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!